Hi everyone, I'm Joyce Raimondo, and I'm new at using Facebook Live. Is there anybody out there who can say hello so I know that we're live and someone's with me? I think one person. Is the librarian? I see Kat Jordan is here. And is the librarian Donna here? We'll get started in a few seconds. I see now there's 3 people on. And is my volume up? 1 minute. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Kat says she can hear me. My volume is up. The settings are up. So, I'll get started in a minute. Oh, Cheryl says she can hear me. And Donna says she could hear me. Great. Okay, everybody. Well, it looks like we're ready to get started. So let me just put my window up so I can see myself so I know what's going on. Okay, great. It looks like there's a ball of light above my head. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. Oh, that's too dark. How's that? Whoop. All right, well, low tech. I'll tell you what, my name is Joyce Raimondo, and I am an artist. I'm also an author. And one of my favorite things to do is to work with children. So today we're going to do one of my favorite projects. It's called Recycled Robots. And I told you I was an author. I hope there's some children on the line and some parents. This is one of the books that I wrote. And it says, imagine that. So if you're sitting next to someone right now, I'm wondering if you could tell the adult next to you or just think about it. What does it mean to use your imagination? What does that mean? And why is that so important? Imagine that. Well, I'll tell you what, I've worked with thousands of children all across the country, and I know that children naturally have a great imagination. It's just who a child is. So today we're going to unlock your imagination, and we're going to do one of the projects in this book. It's called Recycled Robots. Now, good news, you don't have to read the book because you have the author with you. There's my name on the book, Joyce Raimondo, okay? Now, I'll tell you what, while we work, I'm not going to do it with audio because I think I'll get confused. If you would like to say anything to me or ask any questions, it's easier if you just have somebody type it in and I will read your comments, okay? Now let's get started. I want to show you a few things I made. We're going to make recycled robots. Now, what does it mean to recycle? Well, when you recycle something, you reuse it. Now, think about it. Why do we recycle things? Why wouldn't we just take an old toilet paper roll or an old box? Why wouldn't, or just a piece of old felt? Why don't I just throw it in the trash? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Well, I'll tell you what. Sometimes when you recycle things, you can help the planet, okay? Because there are things that you can actually bring to a recycling center so they can be reused. Things like plastic, right? Plastic bottles, plastic bottle caps. A lot of these can be reused so that we're not wasting and we keep the planet clean. But guess what? There's another reason to recycle. I have old ribbon here, and I keep it stored. I'm pretty neat, but I'm certainly not perfect. I have a box of old bottle caps here. I have some old toys here, okay? And I like to recycle to make art. And there's a lot of other artists who do the same. Picasso, very famous artist, he was one of the first artists to think of the idea of taking scraps of newspaper, recycling it, and gluing that to his painting. Then he went a step further. One time he even made a monkey's head, he called it a baboon, out of a toy car, because he noticed sometimes these objects can be used to build with, and that's what we're going to do today. Now I want to show you a couple of mine that I really like. This one over here, I made from some toys, okay? And I'm going to step back so you can see it. Now, I go to my recycling center, and they have an area where you can leave things that other people can pick up. So I collect toys when I go there. Now, I don't even have children, and I'm certainly too old to play with toys, but I collect them because I like to use them with kids, and I like to build things myself. So if you look really carefully, you'll notice this little guy, his legs are actually made out of like a baby's rattle. But I looked at it and I said, that rattle toy can actually look almost like he's walking, like legs. Then I took, with a hot glue gun, I glued this sand toy. See this? You maybe have used this, and it spins. So I glued that, and I said, well, that would be good. That makes a really good body for my robot. Now, he needed arms. What could I use for arms? Well, I said, wait a minute. Doesn't this sand toy right here, doesn't that look a little like fingers? I said that would look kind of neat if I put that on as an arm. But then he needed another one. So I said, well, it's make-believe. I use this shovel over here for the other arm. And then over here, I put my Scrabble letters, and it says recycle. One of the letters fell off. I have to repair it. Now, you'll notice he's missing a head. So this, I decided to use for a head because the head can turn. And if you look carefully, you will see that this is a toy that you build with. And I poked it into this ball, and then I hot glued on this game piece. Now, I don't really know even exactly why, but I love to collect broken games because the pieces are kind of magical. They're really, really nice. And then I said, you know what? I don't even really need glue. See, there's a little hole here. So I popped it in there, and his head can actually turn. So it's super fun to recycle for art. This one is made out of sand toys and balls and basically toys, but recycled to make my recycling robot. Now, I usually have this in my kitchen because I put it on top of my recycling bin because this robot reminds me to recycle. Now, my friends might think I'm funny. They might say, what does this lady have a recycling robot in her kitchen? That's unusual. Well, I don't really like to be like everybody else. I like to be myself. Now, this little guy, he's kind of funny looking. He's another recycled robot. And I made this little guy out of basically two toys. This one, see, the bottom piece is a sand toy. And the top piece, I found that piece, I really didn't even know what it was. It turns out it's some kind of baby. Does anybody out there know what this thing is? Anybody want to tell me? Somebody told me it was actually something to feed babies, like a toy for babies. But anyway, I cleaned him off, and I like him because his arms move. And then if I want to get rid of something, I could pretend and say, you know what, this bottle cap has to go. And I could actually stick it right into his mouth like he's eating something. So this little guy is funny. He looks a little angry, so I like to put things in his mouth that get me mad so he can chew them up and get rid of them. Now, I'm going to show you at home how you can make your own recycled robot, and you don't have to use your old toys. And with these, I used a hot glue gun, but I'm going to make it easier because you might not have a hot glue gun and you might not have toys laying around. So how about this? You probably have some boxes because most of you probably eat cereal or something that comes in a cardboard box. So over here, I have my boxes. And this one is my cereal box. This is going to be my robot's body. Now, typically, it's easy to start if you think about a body, and then of course my robot needs a head. Now I found this one. This one is a light bulb box, and I thought, well, that could be kind of fun. What if I turn it this way, and then it's kind of like my robot is sort of like has a light bulb head, like he's super smart, he's always thinking of ideas, okay? So I'll tell you what. You can use glue. Hot glue is the best. If an adult is with the child and you have hot glue, that's what I would recommend. But I'm going to do this with no hot glue. Now, I do have a glue stick, but it might not be strong enough. So as a backup, I have some masking tape. So for now, I'm going to tape it together, and then maybe later on, I'll glue it with a stronger glue. Okay? So here's my tape. And you could choose to watch the demonstration, or you could get started working on your own right now. Now, I could put the head this way, or this way, or if it's an animal, I can make it go this way, like it's a head sticking up. So I think I am going to make this guy this way. And right now, I'm going to tape it together. So there we go. Now, at the beginning, this might not look like much, but I'm going to give you a little tip with art. You can't judge at the beginning. It's like baking a cake and saying, well, the cake isn't done. You have to keep working on it until you like it. And the good news is most of the time, if you don't like something, most of the time you get to change it. So if I change my mind and I don't like this, I can always take it apart. But I tell you what, I like this because right in here there's a hole, and I can use that as like a little secret compartment for my robot. So, here's the beginning. This is the body, and this is going to be the head. This guy's going to be big. Now, what do you think? You know, there's a lot of talk about toilet paper lately, okay? I never knew toilet paper would be the subject of so much discussion. Now, we learned toilet paper's important, but these toilet paper rolls come in handy. And if you're creative, you can make something out of these. Now, I see someone else likes the secret compartment, and I'm going to put something in there later. This toilet paper roll, what could I make out of it? Somebody give me an idea. What could I use it for my robot? I'm going to wait until I get an idea from the chat group. Can somebody help me out with this? I bet there's some creative people out there. How about 2 toilet paper rolls? Now I'm thinking, what about arms? I think my robot needs some arms. So I am going to tape these on, and I'm going to put them coming out to the side. Now, good news is when you make your robot, you can be a little silly. You can give it 2 arms. You can give it 1 arm. You can give it 3 arms. You can even put the arms crooked. It's really up to you. So for now, I'm just going to tack it with this tape. Now, I'll tell you what, I do like to collect toilet paper rolls. I like to be neat. I have a big basement, and in my basement, I have a plastic bin labeled cardboard rolls. And when I'm ready to create, I get my cardboard rolls out, and I can make something. So I like this project because this does not cost a lot of money, because I'm basically using stuff that I already had around the house. Okay, so now my robot, whoa, this guy is pretty big. Now the legs. I'm going to use these toilet paper rolls. But I can put the legs down here so he's standing. But I want to bring him in the car with me. So if he's in the car, he's got to sit. So I'm going to put the legs here like his legs are bent so he can sit in the front seat of the car with me. Okay? So he can keep me company while I'm in the car. Just pretend. Now, sometimes, boys and girls, if you're out there or parents, you know, it's fun. You can make your own toys. This is sort of like a toy. And when you have an imagination, the possibilities are endless, because you don't look at it and see a cereal box. You look at it and you see a robot. And then the fun part of playing is you get to think about your robot's magic powers, because every robot has a function and something that they can do. Now, you maybe were thinking, oh, I thought we were going to be told exactly what to do. No, that's not how it works. You're going to do it your own way, and I'm just giving you some ideas. So you have a body, you have a head, you got some legs, and some arms. Or maybe you do it a completely different way. Now the face. I'm going to make my robot a girl. So, sometimes girls have long hair, not all the time. And I have some really nice papers here. See, it was just my birthday. And so I have these nice wrapping papers and this pretty tissue paper here. Now, some people might throw this out. Okay? First off, I think personally that's a waste, because this paper is really beautiful. And I do like to store it neatly. I have a box. It's a small plastic box that I keep my recycled papers in. So I am going to make strips of hair with my tissue paper here, okay? So I have a fold right here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my robot some nice colorful strips. Now, to make my life easy, watch how I do it. Cut, cut, cut. I'm cutting up there, and I'm not going to cut all the way. I'm just going a little bit so it stays attached. See, I'm leaving this strip right here. That's going to make my life easier. Whoa, careful, I almost cut myself. See? It's a little bit like a, what is it? Like a pom-pom. Okay, good. Now I'm going to give some decorations to this robot. Now, you might not want to give your robot hair. And please don't, because you're not me and I'm not you. So what you like and what I like might be two completely different things. For this part, I'm going to use my glue stick. Okay? Now, if you have bottle caps and if you have, I'm going to rub it on the top here. You cannot use this glue for bottle caps because you have to use a hot glue gun. And that's why for this project, I am not going to use bottle caps, because I don't want to use a hot glue gun, because I know a lot of people might not have a hot glue gun at home. And I want to show you how you could be creative with the least amount of fancy supplies. Now, let's see what she's looking like. Oh, pretty in the back. Nice hair. Okay, and she's got some pretty hair on the side. Now, the face. What does the face need? Who can tell us? Horns. Oh, and somebody else wrote wheel. I don't know exactly what that means. Let me think. Let me look. Let me see what I got here. Now this bucket, some of this is recycled and some of it I found and some of it I bought. See this tray right here? This tray, normally you have chips and crackers and dip. But I like to use this tray for my recycled items. So what do I got here? Oh, wait a minute. I have a little ticket that says kiss. Now maybe I'll put that on the face like she's going to give someone a kiss. Okay? So as you can see, I'm making it up as I go along. She's going to be a nice robot. She's going to be someone who's helpful and friendly. And there's my word kiss. So when you're feeling lonely, you can pretend she's giving you a kiss. Now, oh, wait a minute. What's this? Monopoly money. Now, I don't know about you, but I do like when I have some money to spend. Nothing wrong with that. So I am going to put the money right on her stomach. Hang on. So when I'm worried about money, see, I just look at my robot and then I realize, oh, that's upside down. I don't have to worry about money because it's an abundant universe. And things do come, things do work out, okay? And they're going to work out right now. We're in an unusual time, but the principles of abundance, they don't just go away and evaporate. That's just eternal. So there's my prosperity robot. Now, let me see, what else do I have here in my bucket? Well, these are plastic, so that's not going to work. Let me see. I'll move this away. I think, oh wait, these are very pretty, these papers I have here. And I'm going to use some of these pretty papers to get rid of that ugly cereal box. So I do kind of like these polka dots. So I am going to cut this into a smaller piece. And I am going to put this over here to cover up that ugly cereal box. Now in this case, I'm going to put the glue on the paper because it's easier that way instead of the box. Now you see this ugly tape here? Goodbye. Now that is looking cute. Now she's got a little polka dotted dress. And I'm going to put a little here to cover the tape as well. She's looking kind of cute now. All right. Now, she's got her dress, she's got her money, she's got her kiss, and what is she missing on the face? Who can tell me? What do you think would make her look more like a face, like a robot, not just like a box? Any ideas? How about some eyes? Now, let me think. What can I use for the... Oh, this. I got lucky. I'll tell you the truth. I don't even know what this is. Somebody gave this to me. These are little tissue paper. I mean, these are little like foam discs. And I guess somebody must have used this with their kids and then they had a lot of these. So they just gave me a whole bunch. So these come in handy for the eyes. So here I go. Here's one. Here's two. And sometimes I like to make the eyes different colors because it's make-believe. And here's three. Now, obviously, people don't have three eyes, but my robot does, so it can look around and keep its eye out. And now, see the way my eyes, there's the pupil, but then there's a smaller dot within that. So I'm going to make the smaller dots in there so they really, really pop nicely. So these discs, I'm going to cut them even a little smaller. Now, boys and girls, this is called adding a detail. You notice that I started with the big part, the body. Then I put the arms. Then I put the hair, and now I'm starting to add the details. The details are the small little parts, and sometimes those details really make your robot come alive. See how the eyes are starting to look better now? And this foam does glue nicely. You might have stickers at home. That could work well too. So let's see how she's looking. Oh, I like her. She's kind of like a doll. Aw. So there she is. You see her face? There's her eyes, her mouth. And I need an idea. Who can tell me what else does the robot need? How about the head? What does she need on the head? Think. Anybody want to type something in? What is she going to hear? Does she need some ears? Now you can use anything for ears, or if you're clever, you can even use paper and make it pop out. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to put her to the side. Now, you see this paper? This is a scrap paper. And I am going to cut the shape of an ear, sort of like a semicircle. Oh, I see Catherine, or Catherine's child said ears. Thank you. Now, see how it's flat? But ears pop out a little bit. So I'm going to fold a little tab here. Now, you don't have to make your ears like this. You don't even have to give your robot ears. But if you want to make something pop out, you put, it's called a little tab. You see it there? See? And then I'm going to put the glue right here. And the paper is going to go from being flat to being a little bit like a pop-up. So here's my robot. And then I'm going to stick the ear on right there. And there's the ear, and it can even move. Okay? Good. Now I'm going to make another one. And while I'm doing this, I hope that you are working on your robot as well. You might notice I have a lot of stuff around. I got papers, I got ribbons, I got all sorts of stuff. That's how I like to work. You might not like to work that way. You might like to have all your things in neat little piles. That's not my cup of tea. I don't like to do it that way. So everybody, you do it your way, what makes you happy, as long as you don't get too confused and just that it's too chaotic and you can't work. So there's her little ear over here. Now she's got two. She's looking kind of cute now. Now, I do like things that would be typically considered maybe a little pretty or Like I have my pink glasses on and my purple blouse and my earrings. So I'm going to give my robot some things to make her look a little pretty, a little feminine. And let me think of what I can find here. What's in this bag? Apparently I got some presents. And instead of throwing out all this ribbon, time for art. What can I make out of this? Nice and long too. Now maybe instead of actually gluing it on, I can tie it on, and maybe I will give her a little necklace. Okay? Wow, she's got a lot of hair. See over here? So this part, you can get clever. You don't have to glue everything. You can tie it on. See? And maybe I'll make a little bow for her. I'm kind of liking this robot. I'm here by myself. I might be talking to this robot later. Look how cute she is. She's a little... Now, this part's bugging me. I'm going to cover up these ugly toilet paper rolls. Oh, a bracelet. What can I use for a bracelet? Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I'm going to do. First, before I make the bracelet, I'm going to make the sleeves. And I am going to cover up that ugly toilet paper roll. Now, there might be some children out there, I'm sure there are, who don't like pretty things. And maybe you like it to be a little scary robot. Or maybe you like it to be a strong robot. Maybe you want it to even be a mean robot. That's okay. You do it your way, okay? Maybe you want it to be a fierce robot. So, I'm wrapping this around my toilet paper roll. See, now doesn't that look better? Finishing touches. Whoops. Where'd my screen go? Oh, there we go. Now, I'm going to do the other one, but before I do that, I'm going to give her a pretty little bracelet. She's going to look kind of cute. And I'm going to tie this on right here. And this an adult can do. I wouldn't have children do this because you got to be careful with the scissors, but an adult can help by curling some ribbon. You can even work on this project together if you want, okay? So, oh, she's looking kind of cute here. Now I'm going to work on this one while you're working at home. And I am also going to take a look at her from far away and see what does she need here. Well, maybe a little more hair, a little finishing touch over here, and I'll take it from there. So I hope you're working. Okay, got to give her the sleeve. Uh-oh, I ran out of polka dots, so I guess the other sleeve, well, I guess the other one's going to be striped. And I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see me. So can someone write in and tell me that you can hear me, like Donna, the librarian? And I am wondering, is there any way that we can maybe see some of what the children are working on? Is that, thank you, Beth. Is there a way with this Facebook Live to share the screen, if the parents want to, of course, so that we could see if anybody made a robot? Because as much as I like my art, which I do, the focus is really on you. I really want to see what you're creating. So if the librarian or anyone at home knows how you could do the screen share or wants to advise or just pop right in, please do. Okay? Good. And in the meantime, I'm going to give her some earrings. So I have to find some earrings for this gal. I found these beads, which I can't glue because they're plastic, but I'm wondering if I poke a little hole, maybe that would work, because I can't use glue. You see, this is problem solving, and children, you are very creative, and you can always have an adult help you with this so that you don't hurt yourself, but you can always find ways in art to solve problems. So my problem was I wanted this as a earring, but it will not work with regular glue. So I poked a hole in the side of the box, and then I'm going to put one of these little beads, I'm going to poke it right through that hole. And now, problem solving, let's see if the earring can jingle. Oh, yeah, that's looking good now, you see? That's creative thinking, okay? And children, I think you're a lot more creative than adults sometimes because your mind is so open, you're always thinking of ideas. You just have to allow yourself to take some time. It's like, I call it creative play. That's what I call it. Because you're playing and you're creating at the same time. So how can it get better than that? Now let me see if I have another earring in here. Got my bag of junk. Oh, I got lucky. See? This was probably from when I went to New Orleans. They give you these Mardi Gras beads. Most people throw them out, which is very wasteful because they're actually really nice beads, and why not use them for a special art project? So I'm going to put this one on this side and very carefully poke a little hole. And always keep your hands away from the scissor. Oh no, that's not going to work. Put it in here. I got an idea. Gonna put the hole in the paper instead because the cardboard on that side, it wasn't working. And here we go. Poke it right through there. And voila. Aw, she's cute. I like this gal. Now, Donna says he's adorable. Donna, it's a girl. Not a boy, it's a girl, Donna. Okay, and Donna says that you can post your pictures in the comments. That's so good. Now, I'll tell you what. When you're finished with your robot, and you certainly have time because unlike a regular library class, you're home, so you can work on this as long as you want. You can work on it tomorrow. You might look at it tomorrow and add something or change something. But I'm going to tell you the fun part. After you make the art, two things. One, please show it to someone, okay? Because sharing is caring when it comes to art. Art is not made to be locked up in a closet in the dark with no one seeing it. You need to show it to someone. The second thing is I want you to talk about it and make up a fun story. So I am going to make up a story and tell a little bit about my robot, and I want you to do the same. So after you make your robot, first off, why don't you give it a name? So this gal here, I'm going to call her Rhonda the robot. Okay? Just made that up. So Rhonda over here, she's a friendly robot. And when I'm feeling down, I tell her my troubles. She's got this open spot right here. Because when something is on my mind, the secret compartment, you know what I do. Hang on. I get my pen. And in the secret compartment, I'm going to take my paper. And I'm going to tell her something I'm afraid about. And a wish that I have. Okay? So I'm writing it down. Sometimes I get, oh, my pen's running out. Hold on. Sometimes I get afraid to say how I feel. Sometimes I get afraid because I'm shy. So I'm putting my fear into Rhonda the robot. There you go. Goodbye. And now that fear is gone. And instead, she's got kisses, she's got hugs, she's got money, and she's got courage. So this is a very beautiful robot who is super pretty, she's super funny, and she's also super brave, okay? Like a lot of you, okay? And there we go. I like her. I'm putting her in the car with me. This robot's keeping me company. Now, sometimes I could be silly. And boys and girls, even with your robot at home, you could pretend. Like maybe I'll sit like this with her. I'll put her on my lap. No. Could talk to her. Okay? Maybe I'll pretend she's eating. Maybe she likes to eat pom-poms. I'll give her a little pom-pom to eat. See, you could be a little silly. And you made your own little toy there. Okay? And if you have two people at home, if you have a brother and a sister or two sisters and so on, then you can even play with each other. You could even make up a show for the grown-ups. That's a lot of fun. Okay? And, well, somebody said, I love the backstory of your robot. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I'll tell you what. We have a little time, and I want to, while I still remember, first I want to thank the Hop Hog Library, but mostly the librarian, Donna Masseri, because Donna always brings us into the library to do art workshops. And when she realized that that wasn't going to happen in April, she immediately got on board with these video chats so that you have the art and the fun and the library brought right to your home. So thank you, Donna. And thank you to the library itself, of course. Okay? Also, I know there's some teachers in the group, and parents, of course, are always teachers, and especially now. So one of the lessons we can learn from this is the idea of open-ended thinking. Not everything is a test, and not everything has one answer, okay? And not everything is about following directions in the sense that there's one way to do it. That's so important in life, to be able to take a test. It's so important to be able to follow directions, right? It's equally important to be able to think creatively. Both are important, okay? Because if you can't think openly, you're going to run into a lot of roadblocks in this lifetime. And plus, it's just super fun, okay? So make sure when your children are learning, just my tip, make sure to give them that learning that's open-ended as well as specific, okay? And being at home and maybe finding a little more playtime is, it didn't come out of a good situation by any means, but there might be a benefit to your children in that sense, okay? Just more free time and open play if they even have it. I know a lot of kids are working hard at school, okay? Now, I hope you're working on those robots, and if you can post it, that would be so great. Otherwise, maybe you could email a few to the librarian, and we have a couple of minutes, so if you want, I could show you a few of the things in my home office studio, and you'll get another glimpse into myself as an artist, okay? Because I write children's art books, and this is one of them. It's called Imagine That. And I also make my own art. And typically, I visit schools and libraries, and we do a lot of workshops, special assemblies, and workshops in schools to enhance creativity. It's called Imagine That. Now, I want to show you some of the things in my office. It looks pretty neat because I've had some time to clean it up, which is good. Normally, I don't have time to do that. So, this is one of my paintings. It's leaning against my desk. It's pretty big, and as you can see, it's very, very colorful. And there's actually a hidden word. It actually, if you look super carefully, you'll see it says full. But it's hard to find the word full within all those circles, but it is there. F-U-L-L. That painting took a long time to make. Not all art is done in one session, okay? That took a long time. I had to paint in all those circles. This is another hidden word, and as you can see, it says, whoops, at an angle. It says the word focus, and it's coming in and out of focus, because sometimes when I'm in my office and I'm doing art in my studio, it's hard for me to focus. So this reminds me to focus. This over here is something I really, really like. This was made by a very, very old man, and I did a painting workshop where we spread out paint and then folded the paper, and you get this beautiful surprise. And I love this one. That yellow light looks like, it almost looks like a butterfly or an insect. I just love that one. And this is a beautiful mobile that my godchild made me. Those are paper cranes. That's called origami. And it says on there, the universe provides, because the universe does provide. This is a painting I just started, and that's the smaller version of it, and I'm going to blow it up and make it really big and then change it as I go along. Over here, this is a poster of my murals that I make, where I go into schools and I work with hundreds of children to make these positive murals. And this one I like. I made this one, I think, with about 200 children. We colored it in together. It's a permanent mural. And it says, "Together we can make a difference." And all the children are doing different positive things together. Okay? And here's a picture of them painting a different mural. Okay? Any questions, ideas? And I'll look in the comments. Oh, thank you. Someone said, I love all the colors and the shapes. So alive. I love bright colors, as you can see. That's my thing. And I'll share one other little thing with you. I like to imagine, and sometimes I like to imagine silly things or make-believe things. And I also really believe in the power of imagination to create your future. We can't control things clearly, but when you believe in something, especially if it's something positive, and you really believe in it and you work towards it, there's a good chance it's going to come true. So on this board over here, these are my vision boards. And I make these little collages showing what I want the future to be. And then I work towards it. So this one, I made this one about 2 months ago. And it says it starts with a dream. It says peace, loving kindness. And I know there's a glare right now, but this is actually a picture of people's hands together. These are farm animals, the earth, and this is a picture of all healthy food. Because I realize that I do have a dream for my own life, but it's just as important to have a dream for the whole world and really the community as well. So I felt like I'm going to put in my dream that I want animals to be healthy, children to be healthy, people to work together, and good food, not just for myself, but for everyone. And that's just a little bit about me. Now I see Beth over here says that her son relates to the focus painting. Okay. So I think a lot of people, sometimes it's hard to focus because we get distracted. There's so many computers and things going on and music and noise. So find what works for you, what helps you to focus, right? What helps me focus is doing a little quiet time in the morning and not turning on a TV so early in the morning. Just have some quiet. And good news that this video will be posted on the Hauppauge Library. So if you want to share it with someone else, you can. And I'll take some comments if you want to type anything in and take it from there. We'll sit quietly. Someone else said, I like the paper crane mobiles. Yeah, that takes a lot of work to make those. That's not an easy thing to do. My godchild made that for me. That's hard. Origami can be very technical. And I see we have an art teacher here from East Rockaway. So nice to meet you. And Donna from the library says, thank you so much. You're so welcome. Nice to meet you, Beth. And I wish everybody well, of course. And it's so nice to share this creative hour. And maybe I'll see you again. Maybe I'll see you in real life at the library one day. Or maybe I'll see you in another video chat, okay? So tell your friends, share the creativity, and have fun with your robots. And I hope I get to see them, okay? Because that would be really, really fun. And Catherine says, thank you. Thank you for coming, Catherine. You're welcome. And last but not least, I'm done with my workshop. So children, you know what you do after you're done making your art. Don't forget to clean up. Very important. Don't expect somebody else to clean up for you, okay? So all my scrap papers, I don't just leave them laying around. Time to clean up. Let me get my boxes so I keep everything pretty neat. Those wrapping papers come in handy. So pretty. And these. Don't forget to put the cap back on the glue stick, otherwise that is a waste. Okay? And I like to store in cups and different things. Okay, got that. And my baggies. Okay, very important. This way when I'm ready to work the next time, I got my supplies all ready. Ribbon. Oh. Well, I think that's pretty good. And I think it's time to say goodbye now. So good night, everyone. Have a good evening. Keep recycling, keep creating, keep togetherness. Love everybody. Bye.